Capricorn, I'm Ellie with PsychicFuture.com, and this is your horoscope from the 10th to the 16th of September. So this is a really nice week, not only because it is my birthday on Tuesday, but it's also going to be a really nice week for you because we've got lots of earthy energy to kind of really ground us and get us to start moving forwards and start having a lot more progress now. So we're following on from New Moon in Virgo, which was just at the end of last week. And what this is doing is it's kind of opening the way for us now to start planting seeds or to start reaping the benefits of what we've previously planted. So over the last few weeks, you've probably noticed that everything has been a little bit up in the air. We've had a lot of chaotic energy, and that is because we've had Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, and Saturn retrograde. In particular, Saturn is your ruling planet, so you probably felt that one. This has been causing us to feel stuck, right? So the new moon in Virgo has now opened the doors for us, and it's kind of released this stuck energy so that we can now start to move forwards. But this is not just going to be like an easy ride. It's not just going to be like, you're out the gate and you're off and everything's falling into your lap. It is going to take a little bit of effort, which as a Capricorn you're probably not scared of, which is great. So now you really need to focus on your daily routines. So what is working for you on a daily basis and what little things are going to be holding you back from achieving your long-term goals. Things like, do you have a schedule in place? Are you feeling structured? Are you feeling like, the things that you're doing on a regular basis are actually moving you forwards in the way that you want to be moving forwards? So there's a real focus here on your habits, and whether they're positive or negative, on your material world, so your finances and your health in particular. Are you looking after yourself? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating well? Are you drinking enough water? These things will really actually affect you long term. And they might seem like little things that, you can think, oh, well, I skipped lunch today because I was busy. But on the long term, that will really affect your ability to achieve your goals. So it really is worth actually looking at the details, which is a very Virgo orientated thing, and looking at the small, little processes that you have in place that are going to help you to achieve your goals, and to try and tweak anything that might need tweaking this week. So we've got a couple of other shifts going on, and one of them is Venus into Scorpio. Now this is going to help us to really focus on any of the relationships that might have been a little bit neglected over the last few weeks because of the retrogrades. So in particular, you might feel an emotional need to connect with people. So go with that, make sure that, if there is somebody in your life that you've been oh, I just really would love to talk to them, or really want to catch up with so-and-so, make sure that you do that, because now is the time for really getting close to people and, having this deep bond with people that might have been a little bit lacking recently. And then the other one is kind of similar, but less emotional. We've got Mars into Aquarius. So what this is going to do is it's going to make us feel like we need to connect with a group, with a larger circle of people, basically. So you can achieve that by, going to some classes, hanging out with your friends, hanging out with your co-workers, or even at work, just having a little bit more chit-chat with your co-workers. Just kind of putting yourself out there within a group and connecting with lots of different people so that you can kind of soak up these different energies from lots of different people, as well as having the emotional side of things with Venus in Scorpio. And it might seem like a lot, but they all tie in quite nicely, because these are all the things that we've been neglecting or we've been missing while all of this retrograde energy has kept us in our heads. So, our work and our processes, our connections with our loved ones, and our connections with a larger group of people, these things have been somewhat neglected recently because we've been so in our own heads and we've been so circulating with all of these kind of issues that the retrogrades bring. Now it's that energy is released and we're ready to kind of focus on the material world, focus on the things outside of us again. So make sure you go with that and you kind of line some things up for yourself, and you take a little bit of time to really just plan some things or connect with some people, or just share something with somebody. So I'm going to do you a little tarot reading just for some extra insight for the week. So let's see what we've got for Capricorn. What is going on for Capricorn this week? Let's go with that one. Okay. This one, Nine of Swords. It looks like a not very nice card, but basically this is telling you to get out of your own head. It's talking about having too many thoughts, too many circulating like mental problems, like perhaps you've been like attaching to negative thoughts, perhaps you've had like a cycle of negative thoughts, or perhaps you've just been overthinking things, like you've been like, oh, I really need to do this and I really need to do that, and oh, I should have done things like that, and oh, I should have said this and I should have said that, and you've been really beating yourself up in your head. If that is the case, this card now is telling you you need to let that go, because it's not helping you. And like I was saying before, we've been so caught up in our own worlds with these retrograde energies. We've been so like in the mind that now it's time to like get out of your head and into the real world, and to just like leave your worries behind you, essentially. That sounds really cliche, but this is kind of like what this card is saying. Like if you've been like staying up late at night because you're overthinking, or you've been like relentlessly planning stuff, or you know, you've been focusing on some issue and you just still cannot get to grips with what you need to do, you need to stop thinking about it. You need to just leave the thoughts behind and you need to start acting. So if that means, you know, doing some small little actions like we were saying before with the Virgo energy, or if it means just, you know, forgetting about that stuff for the week and connecting with somebody, like, you know, going out and having a nice cup of tea and a heart-to-heart with your best friend, or, you know, going to a yoga class or a pottery class or a book club, or you know, anything where there's other people that you can just talk to and just, you know, connect with on like a larger scale, and just forget what's going on in your head, because it's really holding you back, this overthinking, and it's not going to get you anywhere. Because, you know, if there was a solution to your problem that you could think up, then you would have come to it already by now, because you've obviously been thinking about it a lot recently. So just let that go for a minute and just kind of like stop overthinking, stop like even thinking about the issue, and just let the universe decide what's going to happen, and just start to act, start to connect, and get outside of yourself for a little bit. So good luck with that, Capricorn. I hope that you have a nice week and you do manage to get out there and have some connections with people. And yeah, check back in next week for next week's video. Much love.